Hey guys, Robert Lunt here with Realty ONE Group Skyline, and today I want to discuss trying to resell your home and compete with the builders, right? Whenever you're in, are we competing with the builders? I mean, obviously if there's no builders around your community, then you don't have to compete with the builders, right? So this does not apply to you, but and real quick guys, Robert Lunt, Realty ONE Group Skyline, okay, area code 941-879-4730, new construction specialist in the Parish, Florida, Lakewood Ranch area. Check out my channel, guys. Check out all my community tours, all my education on there, guys. I'm the realtor with the rebate, and I give you a discounted listing service if you're doing business with me. I give you a free tenant placement and lease if you're an investor buying an investment property with me as well, guys. So, but today I really wanted to discuss this because I have this listing here in Parish and Harrison Ranch, and I'm trying to sell it. And we haven't had really any activity on it, and it's been on the market about a month, I would say, and definitely watching the market. So I wanted to talk about comping it out, why it's tough, and valuation, and where you're going to run into these issues and where you may not run into these issues. So, from a comping out perspective, guys, when reselling your home around a lot of builders, I feel because the builders kind of run the market, and meaning in the sense that they, pay your closing costs, they buy down the interest rate, they are giving you a brand new house it's never been lived in. You're typically getting an easier loan process because it's the builder's lender. So when it comes to appraisals and inspections, you don't have to run into stuff like that and run into too many kinks there, right? You get a warranty with the home. You typically get cheaper homeowners insurance. The houses are energy efficient, guys. So it's very tough to compete with that, especially if they're buying down the interest rate. That's like king. Now, sometimes the downfall can be location, right? So, but if you're in these areas, say like Parish, Florida, well, Mama's about to get started. Lakewood Ranch, which is kind of like the predecessor of, say, Parish, Florida, and then Parish, Florida would be the predecessor of Wamama. Wamama is just getting started. Parish is kind of in the middle of all its development, where it's, redeveloping the whole city. And then Lakewood Ranch was like its own new city division of like Bradenton and Sarasota, right? So it was basically a master planned area with all new roads, all new infrastructure, all new schools, hospitals, jobs, communities, resort style communities. It was just like, really good schools, colleges, but the only drawback, I guess, would be its proximity to, say, the beach versus being inland Sarasota or West Bradenton, right? Where you'd be 5 minutes from Anna Maria Island or 5 minutes from Siesta Key. Now you're 20, 25, 30 minutes from the beach, right? 30 maybe on a good day with no traffic, and if there's traffic, you're maybe 45 minutes from the beach, even though you almost live in the same town where the beach is. So but you are close to the highway, so you're close to a lot more highways, because when you live inward in these areas, and this could apply to anywhere in the state of Florida, because Florida is like, it's a peninsula, and basically all around the coastal edge, the highway, whether it's I-95 or I-75, is usually 5 to 10 miles from the coastline. So, and it keeps it out of the way of getting flooded or having any hazards with the highway. So the highway is always protected on high ground, and it's always reliable access throughout the state of Florida. So, and then as you get from the highway to the interstate to the coastline, you'll have little coastal highways like 41, Route 1, Tamiami Trail, stuff like that, guys. And those are your like main access roads that follow up and down the coastline. And then within there is where your pre-development was. So that's where all the houses like from the 60s, 50s, 70s, 80s, they all developed there first. So now it's all coming a little bit inland or away from the cities, right? So the major cities, all around the major cities like Sarasota, Tampa, St. Petersburg, I guess Orlando is not really coastal, but it's close enough to say Daytona, right? Cocoa Beach, stuff like that. Then you have Miami, you have Naples, Fort Myers, Tallahassee's a little bit inland, Gainesville is a little bit inland, but those are like, capitalistic, education, economies there, not so much coastal or tourism. So in these outer skirt areas, guys, it can be where they're already developed. You're not going to have new construction competition, so you're going to have no problem reselling because of location. But when you're out by the builders, it's going to be very hard to compete with them, guys. It's going to be very, very hard. Like I had a listing in Riverview, Florida that was on the market for almost 6 months. I got a bunch of showings. I had a bunch of showings that got kind of denied because the seller's family situation was very complicated. They had a lot of animals and kids, and they were always out doing this, and I had to get the house ready. So sometimes I had to pass off showings. So, but I wasn't, that happened a few times. But maybe the house would have sold. I don't know. I have had no problem selling houses, say like in Esplanade and Lakewood Ranch, because it was like on a golf course, came with a golf course membership. It was like an upgraded home. It was, had some attributes to it that weren't readily available in new construction. So it had, like, say, if you had a swimming pool, that's why I put a swimming pool in my house. I'm in like North River Ranch. There's a new construction bill, but say I need to upgrade my home or something happened and I need to sell it and get the equity out of it. We had some emergency, right? Then I know I'm not going to be able to sell the house for what I want unless I really drop the price. That's the only way you can compete with the builders, is with price. So if they're selling at, 200 a square foot, you got to sell at 180 a square foot, right? To people to be like, okay, well, let's just get this one. It's a lot cheaper. Maybe that's all they can qualify is that amount, right? And maybe you're offering a $10,000 closing cost credit. So it's really tough, guys. But like this one right here, I haven't had any inquiries. But it's unique. I feel like this is unique. Harrison Ranch is already built out. The way I comped it out was I took basically the price per square foot on the solds in this neighborhood. And then I tried to look at the builders and what they were selling similar square footage. And it's kind of a mixed batch around Parish, because you have, some communities with no CDD, some communities are this builder, some communities are more upgraded, some communities have this, right? So it's very hard to get exact apples to apples, because with so much competition with the building in Parish, the builders have to offer something that sets them apart from the next builder, right? So it's like, you got to come here because you can get this. You can get 3-car garages here, or we have a 24-hour gym, or we're gonna have a water slide, or we have no CDD, and we have wider lots. So, that's always something that they have to do that's a little bit. But what I've noticed on average, guys, is that when I get a lot of clients, right, flying in, and they want to look at resales, so we go there, and we make offers, and the sellers aren't super flexible, because and then I look at, like, when did they buy the house? How much was their mortgage amount? And then you got to figure in like closing costs and realtor commissions and yada, 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 right? And then it looks like, hey, they might be break even, or they did some upgrades to the house, so they put some money into the house, and by the time they pay all their closing costs and they pay the realtors, and it's $30,000, right? And they took out a mortgage for $375 and they're selling for $450. They're not really walking away with too much money. especially when you make them a low offer and they've already dropped the price and they're offering a seller credit, stuff like that, guys. So sometimes there's just not a lot of room with the resales. So to resell your house, you kind of have to be either in a position to really, be 10-20% about below the builder's price per square foot average in the area for that same like kind home, right? But like this home, it's 4-bedroom, 3-bath, over 3,200 square feet, guys. It's only a few years old. It's got some upgrades, gutters, got an extended lanai, very nice. And I see some of the builders selling these type of homes for, you go a little further south from here and like South Parish, they're selling for $650, $700, $750, North River Ranch, they're up there. Maybe DR Horton selling them for a little less, right? But this is a good builder. I think this was Ryan Homes built this house. They're a quality builder. I would say quality. I don't work with Ryan Homes because they don't pay a commission, so I never sell Ryan Homes. So they don't pay the realtors, and I give my clients a $2,000 rebate, and they only pay $2,000. So I don't work with Ryan, but they're a good builder, and this is, I believe, a Ryan home. But yeah, guys. So I would say, it's really tough. So you really have to use that maybe 10-20% rule when thinking, I'm going to resell around the builders, because when there's 15 builders in Parish, and there's 10 builders in Riverview, and there's another 15 builders in Lakewood Ranch, trying to resell and compete against those guys, and people can just go have a pick of the litter. Like I said, unless you got a pool or you got some exclusive lot, or you got an edge on the price, guys, or it's just because it's not like it used to be where it was like it took it took 6 to 8 months for the let me just get a sip of water here. It took 6 to 8 months for the house to be built, right? And there could be materials delays. Like, that's not a thing anymore. So like all the builders have inventory on hand, like they're just building the houses and the houses are ready. They can close in 30, 60, 90 days with all the rebates, and as soon as they're done with the houses, they even give higher rebates. Like this builder's with $30,000, $40,000 in concessions, guys. But my sellers are a little bit negotiable, definitely negotiable. So like obviously, I want to teach you guys about reselling, but I do want to sell my client's house. So this is a really nice house, guys. Check out my listing video. I'm looking for a buyer for this. A great clubhouse in Harrison Ranch, easy access to Erie Road and easy access to 301. So it's very centralized, like as far as Parish goes. So you're not too far from the highway, you're not too far from the schools, you're not too far from North River Ranch, you're not too far from 301, you're not too far from Lakewood Ranch, you're not too far like north, south, east, west. It's like right in the middle. So great location, guys, great community. It's a low CDD, low HOA. So it's really affordable in here, and it's a nice community, for sure. But yeah, guys, so if you're trying to resell around these builders, you really have to be competitive. You really have to be on your toes. But you could get lucky, you could get lucky where you just get somebody who's like, I don't want to deal with the builders. They don't like this, whatever. And they just had a bad taste. They don't want to pay those high closing costs, but even though the builder might be paying for them, right? They just like, for whatever reason, they're like, I like this house. So it happens, guys. And but I see average days on the market anywhere from 60 to 90, maybe 120 days in this market right now, reselling your home around the builders. So if you guys have any questions, leave it in the comments, guys. Feel free to call or text me anytime. 941-879-4730. If you're trying to resell around the builders, I will stick a sign in your yard. I'll get it all over 3,500 websites. I'll do a YouTube video. Some of my YouTube videos get thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of views, guys. I've got 14,500 subscribers looking for homes in this area. So a lot of them are probably realtors, like trying to copy what I do, but that's okay. That's okay, guys. I appreciate that. I'm always looking to teach and people to learn. I want to see people grow, so that's great. But yeah, guys, you know, like one listing, I like I said, in Riverview, I wasn't able to sell. I got like 16,000 views on that video. I got a lot of views, a lot of likes, like hundreds and hundreds of likes, and for whatever reason, I didn't get a contract. My sellers decided to pull it off the market. But like some houses, like in Esplanade, I sold in like 9 days. Like, you know, Wesley Chapel, I sold, that was in like 3 days. Like house in Kissimmee was like 2 weeks, something like that, right? I've sold a lot of listings fast. So keep that in mind, guys. But you know, when you're really around these builders, especially Parish where there's 15 builders, it's very, very tough. I'm noticing there's high days on the market with all the homes in North River Ranch, Bella Lago, and sometimes it's good just to hold it as a rental, you know, rent it out for a little while until the builders kind of phase out or they raise their prices and you can afford to list it for a little bit less, or add some upgrades, guys. Add like a pool, add, you know, some really nice features inside, like make it really nice. It's almost like flipping a house, because like the builders are going to give them nothing and they're going to upcharge them for the upgrades, where if you give them those upgrades included in the price, you know, and not one or two things, but you might fence in the yard, you know, get gutters, you know, screened in or extended lanai, nice backsplash, nice showers, nice floors, nice paint, you know, the nice lights, the nice this and the that, right? So the more nice things you do for your home, nice appliances that they're not going to get with the builder, guys, that's a key strategy as well. But definitely having a pool, because no one wants to wait, because pools are taking a year to build. You know, they're $80,000 to $100,000, right? So if you get the pool put in and it's already in, you can charge $80,000 or $100,000 more for the house, and it will appraise. You just have to do it, right? And that's gonna get your house to hold its equity. You're not gonna have to drop your pants to compete with the builders. So just my food for thought, guys. My experience and relisting around the builders, and but like I said, if you're in a location, or uniqueness and upgrades is the strategy, or price, right? So those are you, but if you're trying to sell for the same price as the builders, you don't have a lot of upgrades, you don't have a lot of room, you're gonna be sitting and waiting probably a long time, guys, if it ever sells. So just keep that in mind, guys. Give me a call, 941-879-4730. Robert Lunt, Realty ONE Group Skyline. Glad I can always be of service to you guys. Don't be afraid to text or call anytime. Always happy to talk to new people, guys. Have a great day.